Good morning, everyone. If you want to enjoy the kingdom, if you want to enjoy the kingdom of God, you have to go through Jerusalem. If we want to enjoy the kingdom of God, we have to go through Jerusalem. If we look at the Old Testament reading, we see Elijah the prophet and Elisha, who is going to be called to follow after him. And in dramatic fashion, he receives his vocation, his call, when Elijah takes his cloak off and throws it on him. And so now he knows that he is going to follow the prophet. And I wish discerning your vocation was that easy. It would have been so much easier to discern priesthood if all of a sudden this cloak just fell on me. At the last Mass, we had 8 sisters there. I was like, sisters, wouldn't it be nice if they said yes? Same thing with marriage. Is he right? Is this the one girl for me? All of a sudden a cloak falls out of the sky. Yes, marry her, marry him. It doesn't work that way for most of us. But here Elisha receives his call. Now he has to walk through Jerusalem. And he's not walking alone because the prophet is close. But his Jerusalem, his suffrage, his sacrifice is to take his entire life, his earnings, which are the oxen and everything that he uses for his livelihood. And he takes all that equipment and he breaks it down and he builds a big fire. Then he takes the oxen and he slaughters them, cooks it for a great feast for his family and fills them. A sacrifice that I'm all in. And then he goes and he follows. But what that must have been for him to look at everything that he built and then know that he's called to follow the Lord this way. But if he wanted to enjoy the fullness of the kingdom, and we do enjoy it now. The kingdom of God is among us. The experience of being in communion with God, knowing his love, knowing his mercy, it's right now. And if we want that kingdom, we have to go through Jerusalem. Jesus, he had to do it as well. That was literally going to Jerusalem to lay down his life. Is it always easy? No. What did he do? Father, if we can, if there's a plan B to this, but yet not my will, but yours be done. What's your Jerusalem? See, it can be with our vocation, or it can be just something from God's permissive will, something that's just happening. I had dinner with my mom last night. She said, "Son, that was a very good homily." I said, "Thanks, Mom. What's your Jerusalem?" She said, "You." She was being serious. I don't know. Maybe our children are Jerusalem. And as we sacrifice for them, God draws us closer. Again, whether that's perfect will, them discerning their vocation, or it's just permissive will and things are happening. But God is with us as we walk through our Jerusalem, and he's drawing us closer. So again, I ask you, what is your Jerusalem now? What Jerusalems have you walked through? And he's brought you closer. We can do this too collectively. We're doing that right now, post the Supreme Court and their decision to upend Roe and Casey. And what we have is a barrage going after Catholics and evangelicals and other people who stand for the dignity of the human person from the moment of conception through natural death. And what we're hearing too in criticism, I read it right in the paper, mark my words, this will do away with ectopic surgeries, or surgeries where there's a rupture in the womb. Or they even went so far as to say, D&Cs. That one that doesn't have any basis whatsoever. We need to understand what's going on. We know that an abortion is a direct willing and killing of an innocent person. Okay? Those surgeries aren't that. Those surgeries are going after a pathology, which is not the child, and the surgeon is choosing to take out that pathology. Those surgeries won't be going away. Those surgeries aren't at risk. The physician, the surgeon, is making that choice to save the mother, and as a negative side effect, he takes out that pathological tissue, and it's connected to a child. It's a negative side effect. The surgeon is not intending to take the life of the child. It's categorically different from an abortion where you choose. The surgery is to choose to take the life of an innocent person. We need to understand that. Now also, when we are, and it's going to happen, people are going to engage us in these conversations. Always have in the back of your mind, number one, that you're an ambassador for Christ, and that, yes, you have the understanding of the truth, and we heard it in the first oration, to bring us out of darkness into light. By the way, that's education, to bring out of darkness, to understand. We should always keep in mind that we might be talking to someone who came into a pressured situation and made that decision. Maybe not wholeheartedly. All kinds of factors go along. The first and foremost, we should say that the church loves those individuals as they love everyone. The young people know, does God love us when we sin? Yeah. Normally they shout it. They're a little shy right now. He does. He loves us even when we sin, but he always wants us to come back to him. And the church is always willing to embrace in mercy. So that's something that we keep in mind. Something else, too, there's always a criticism that if somebody is standing for the dignity of the human person from the moment of conception through natural death, and they're saying, no, we can't do abortions, the next argument is, well, you only care about that. You don't care about the mother or the child afterwards. And it's really an empty argument. Now, I would say the government does the most for free care for mothers who are in pregnancy that can't afford it, and then to take care of the children and the mother afterwards. By the way, we all get credit for that because you all pay taxes, okay? So we all get credit for that one. But there's no other institution that comes even close to the support of pregnant women through their pregnancy, and then the mother afterwards and the child, than the Catholic Church. The hospitals, the pregnancy problem centers, all of those things, nothing even close. A dignity of the human person from the moment of conception through natural death. It's going to be difficult. It's a Jerusalem that every faithful Catholic will have to walk through. A challenge. But back to your own personal Jerusalem. What is God doing? Well, again, God only wills our good. And if something is happening and it's not a good thing, it's not from God, but He's right there with us, and He's walking with us, and He's going to draw us closer through it.